to this video. Today's video is more talkative and I'm trying to not be too talkative, so we're gonna keep it short. But I thought I would do a video talking about the things that I like and don't like about psychology as a psychology student. I want to do more videos talking about psychology as a degree, and if you are interested in studying this as a subject, then hopefully some of these things can be useful to you. Let me know if you have any things that you would like to hear about studying at university or studying psychology as a degree. I'm a third year psychology student, so I've already gone through 2.5 years of studying this subject, so I feel like now's a good time to kind of look back and think, although I have been doing a lot of that anyway, but just kind of think about psychology as a degree and not uni, although I probably would do a video about things I don't like and like about uni if you're interested in that. And I guess this would be nice to compare this video to when, if I ever do get that diploma, and see if any of the things I say changed or not. I'm gonna try and mention 3 things I like and 3 things I don't like. I feel like there's going to be more things I don't like, but we will see. So I think I will start with the negative first, because then we can end on a positive note. So the first thing I don't like about studying psychology is probably the thing that everybody hates, and that is stats or research methods. I hate it. Why does it have to be a part of psychology? This is not what I think of when I think of psychology. I've survived a stats lab, I've survived a stats lecture, I've survived research methods. I'm nearly there, I think. I don't know if I have to do stats in 4th or 5th year. I probably will, like when I'm doing my dissertation and stuff, but that's a while away. But I do have stats this year, and I don't understand. I don't have the system on my computer, so kind of struggling with that, and I don't know what's going on in those classes. I zone out and I don't know how I'm going to pass it. I know it's important, like research, it's important for research, but it's just so, couldn't it have been made more simple and easier? Okay, the next thing is the amount of reading there is. I love reading. I love it. I used to be able to read so much, especially when I was younger. I miss that part of myself, I really do, because I don't have the time to read, and I wish I did. Also, this doesn't happen every time. Like for lectures, you don't really have to do readings. If you have like seminars and stuff, then you do have to sometimes do readings, and a lot of the time those readings, they are quite old. They're very outdated, and some of the textbooks, they're just not nice to read, and I've definitely avoided doing a lot of the readings because of that. It just takes up a lot of time, and there are so many areas, subjects that you have to do readings for, and it just is very time consuming. Reading and then understanding and then taking notes, it's a very lengthy process. Definitely not a fan of it. Yes, I love reading, but like I just think reading, knowing you're doing reading for school or because you have to sit an exam, is just, it makes it worse. I feel like it just makes it worse. I'm reading a book on neuropsychology, and I'm just enjoying reading it at my own pace and not having to like memorize this. I can just make notes if I want to, and I like that. I just don't like the uni type of reading, so I don't like that. Choosing one more thing that I do not like is that a lot of the theories are very historical and outdated, but you still have to learn them. And I know you have to know the basics to then learn the interesting things, and that's with everything in life, but I just never enjoy that. And maybe it's because I've already learned those things at A level, and then going back to those things in more detail is just, no, can we get to the interesting stuff? And like, it's with everything, you have to learn the basics before you learn the more interesting things. Sometimes that puts me off, and especially if the textbook is just making it all so not interesting. Like cognitive psychology, I like cognitive psychology as a part of psychology, but the subjects that I had and the readings, it put me off the subject completely, and I hated it. If I was to do my own reading in the area of psychology, then I probably would find it fascinating, but I feel like it killed a lot of the love I had for psychology. And in general, if I do make a video talking about uni and psychology, then I probably will talk about this in a video one day maybe, but I just don't like that. My love for psychology, I love psychology and I want to be a psychologist, but studying is just, it isn't the same. It's not what I imagined, and you don't learn everything, and I thought we would learn some some really interesting fun things, but so far it's been this history, and this whole part of this half of this topic is just history, and it's like, no, I don't care. Can we talk about some relevant things? Okay, maybe they're still relevant, but a lot of it could be outdated. But I want to learn, like, why did this person behave in this way, and why do I feel like this when this happens? Like, okay, that's talking about emotions, and I did not like emotions, but you see, like, emotions, they interest me. But when I had emotional class on emotions, I did not like it. I'm going to be talking forever about this, so I think I'll stop now. Now, time to the positives, things I do love about psychology. I love that there is just so much for everyone. If you're thinking of studying psychology and you think, no, don't think it's for me, I don't want to work with patients, and I don't want to learn about disorders, and I don't want to learn about why people behave the way they do, well, it's not just that. You do have to learn those things, and you have to do stats, unfortunately. A lot of it is that there's just a lot of psychology in everyday life. New areas of psychology also becoming a thing, like areas that you may have never heard of before. The psychology of social media, is that a thing? Probably, yes. Or the psychology of friendships. I did learn about that, but about teenage and younger children friendships, and it wasn't a lot as well. Maybe you have a boring class, there could be some information that you learn that you're like, wow, this is so cool to know. I guess that's positive. Even if it's something boring, you could learn something interesting. I like learning. I like the idea of learning. I don't like exams and that kind of learning. There's just so much. Business psychology, sports psychology. Of course, it depends on what university you go to. Like, the second thing I like about psychology is that it gives you an insight into people. It can make you understand people and understand yourself. I was interested in psychology because of the mental health side, but also because I want to understand people. Sometimes someone behaves in a way and you're like, why is this person behaving like that? I wish everyone was good. I wish there was more kindness in this world, and people were just loving and kind, and there was no bad thing happening in the world. And sometimes when I hear of something bad, I think, why is that happening? What's interesting is that you can actually think to why is that happening, and you kind of can get an idea if you look into the psychology. Of course, there are so many causes of people's behavior, and you never know why someone is acting the way they are, but it gives you an understanding and an insight. I'm an understanding person, so I like kind of learning about these things and to then understand people. There's definitely been times when I've learned something and it gives me insight, and then later on I can think, okay, this is happening because of this. Like, for example, the bystander effect. I see it so often now. I know what it is, and I see it so often, and I can then be aware that, okay, maybe someone should do something and not just everyone stand around and do nothing. It's definitely given me a better understanding of people's behaviour, and I know there is so much I have to learn, and it's just probably nothing compared to it is nothing compared to what there is to learn, but it's something, and I do like that it can make you understand people if you want to. Of course, you don't, and it's not like psychologists can read your mind, and I don't like that assumption. Someone could psychoanalyze you, but you're not going to go psychoanalyzing everyone you see, because you don't really want to be thinking all the time about psychology. That can be exhausting. The last thing is the reason why I'm studying psychology, and it's a subject that can help people, and I want to do something one day that can help people, because there is so much bad happening every day to so many people. I wish it wasn't like that, but knowing that you're also learning about serious things like mental disorders, the knowledge that you get, even if you don't pursue that as a career or you're not interested in the mental health side, at least you learn about those things, and you can, again, kind of back to the previous point, you can be more understanding of people and be more aware, because some people don't believe in mental health. They don't think it's serious. Like, you hear stories all the time in the media of people ignoring people when they're struggling, and it ends badly. So if you're studying this, it can also teach you about that and give you an understanding of that, and hopefully you will learn about that and then be aware. I know there are people who study psychology and don't care, and they say horrible things. You would have thought they wouldn't, and not everyone who's a psychologist will then be understanding and caring about other people, and they might get into the field for the wrong reasons. But I just like the idea that you could be doing something amazing for other people and helping so many people with this. I guess that's the last thing that I like, that studying it and thinking of the bigger picture and thinking that one day I might be working in this field it makes me happy to think. I really do hope that I do graduate one day and I am a psychologist, and because sometimes I just have doubts and like the future and how uncertain everything is. Sometimes just I think, well, what if this happens, and then it gets negative. But so I do hope that I really do get to be someone who does something good for other people one day. And I guess that's the biggest maybe thing that I like about psychology, that it can help people. I guess when I think of all the negative things and the negative things that I have said, then I think about that, and that just kind of keeps me motivated and keeps me wanting to continue and kind of puts perspective on things, that yeah, okay, these things are not fun, but you know, that's life. So that would be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know, maybe I'll give you some things to think about if you're interested in studying psychology, or if you are studying psychology and you're losing your passion for the subject like I have many times. Thank you for watching. Please let me know if you would like to hear more about these kind of things or videos related to this video. I don't know. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.